Guys, I am back in town. I am actually going to see my coach right now. It's been about 2 weeks since I've seen him because I've been living in Fort Myers. It's really far. I'm going to see him right now. I'm driving, so I will see you guys there.
With shelves in it. Real nigga, I'm authentic. I fuck a bitch who shelf with it. Got a bad bitch who be bought in it. Couple homies that good bag. I get on anybody's track. Hit that bitch with that rain train. Free my nigga T.I. Soon to the beehive. Got a G6 and a G5. Pussy niggas, you feline. Don't stop the party. We be getting on it. Sorry, I'm with Matthew cause in money cause it's the same old shit. Just a different day. I just try to get it each and every week. Mama need a house, baby need some shoes. They want that car to phone. Bitches coming soon.
Hey guys, welcome to the workout. So I always start off with banded glute bridges. For bikini division and bodybuilding, you know, it's not all about size for the glutes. You really want to sculpt every single part of the glutes. So the gluteus minimus, maximus, medius, everything, hamstrings, all of it. So, you know, we're not just focusing on lifting heavy, but you know, making sure that we're hitting the glutes in all angles, feeling that contraction like crazy. So what I do here is I do about 15 to 20 banded reps with body weight, and then my coach comes in the end and he adds on weight by pushing down on my hips, and it creates a very heavy weight, which you'll see him do now.
Yo, I swear to God, if she call me one more time, I'ma change my phone number. Yeah, she know what to do, yeah, she do the dance. Yeah, she know what to do, yeah, she do the dance. Yeah, she know what to do, yeah, she do the dance. Oh, she do the dance, yeah, she do the dance. Yeah, she know what to do, yeah, she do the dance. Yeah, she know what to do, yeah, she do the dance. Yeah, she know what to do, yeah, she do the dance. Yeah, she know what to, yeah, she know what to. This is my time of the century. She playing Halo, that's heavenly. Chakras separate bodies like centipedes. Sideline guy tryna send a beast. Hit her with the past, hit her with the future. She won't know the difference, she too into her computer. It's a superficial world that we got used to. I get used to a girl, then I lose her. Find me at the jukebox jamming. I'm a Lucy drop away for redefining any standards of what a hippie can handle, yo. I'm gonna write a book without a title and watch the colors change on your face like Michael. It's all in a cycle. This life that we live is all caused by a typo. Yeah. She come when I call like she Fido. I'm her oxygen, I am vital. Wonder why the moment got so faded. Yeah, I wonder why the woman I was with her never made it. We too caught up in the trip and never took her on vacation. Yeah, I wonder why we never made it, yo. I wonder why it got so faded, yeah. I wonder why the woman I was with her never made it. We too caught up in the trip and never took her on vacation. Yeah, I wonder why we never made it. Yeah, she know what to do, yeah, she do the dance. Yeah, she know what to do, yeah, she do the dance. Yeah, she know what to do, yeah, she do the dance. Yeah, she do the dance, yeah, she do the dance. Yeah, she know what to do, yeah, she do the dance. Yeah, she know what to do, yeah, she do the dance. Yeah, she know what to do, yeah, she do the dance. Yeah, she know what to, yeah, she know what to. Yo, I swear to God, if she call me one more time, I'ma change my phone number. Yeah, she know what to do, yeah, she do the dance. Yeah, she know what to do, yeah, she do the dance. Yeah, she know what to do, yeah, she do the dance. Oh, she do the dance, yeah, she do the dance. Yeah, she know what to do, yeah, she do the dance. Yeah, she know what to do, yeah, she do the dance. Yeah, she know what to do, yeah, she do the dance. Yeah, she know what to, yeah, she know what to. This is my time of the century. She playing Halo, that's heavenly. Chakras separate bodies like centipedes. Sideline guy tryna send a beast. Hit her with the past, hit her with the future. She won't know the difference, she too into her computer. It's a superficial world that we got used to. I get used to a girl, then I lose her. Find me at the jukebox jamming. I'm a Lucy drop away for redefining any standards of what a hippie can handle, yo. I'm gonna write a book without a title.
Words with their actions, and they think that it doesn't really matter, but what you're doing is you're speaking into existence certain things about your life, and when you're not living that out, it's creating this disconnect. It's creating this this mismatched form, right, that just allows you to feel.
Luna! Luna! Say hi! So I have my retainer in, but I'm cooking rice, and a lot of people surprisingly have been asking me like what seasoning I use and if they should use seasoning, which of course you can season your food, guys. Like, just because it's healthy doesn't mean it has to taste like crap and plain and boring. And then if you're probably thinking, oh, but what about sodium? Well, sodium is a mineral and it's natural and it's good for you. The only bad rap that sodium gets is when you have a lot of sodium or salt intake, you are more prone to hold on to water in your skin, water retention, so you feel bloated, you feel puffy, but that is easily, you know, balanced out by drinking enough water. So if you drink enough water, you don't feel that sodium. If you have your activity, you don't feel all that puffiness. So I'm gonna show you guys what I used to season my food, because if I didn't, I would die. So this is my little rack right here. Can you tell I'm Dominican? But I cook my rice in this Goya recaito. It's basically cilantro cooking base, and it has 30 grams of sodium, and that's pretty much it. It has green bell pepper, dehydrated onion, granulated garlic, all that stuff. Yeah, probably not the best for my gut with IBS, but I really haven't felt any difference. I also cook my veggies and my rice, and sometimes I pour it on my chicken with distilled white vinegar. I always use sazon for my meat and rice, anything else, and then I also use this chile and lime thing. And then I always top my food with pink salt, usually a lot of it, and maybe some honey mustard or sriracha, low calorie dressing. Anything like that, and it usually brings my meals 5 points higher in dose. Reverse dieting sounds nice, but it's very hard. And I say that it's harder than prep itself, because when you're in prep, right, you have a goal, it's a show, and you're like, you know, all in, let's go. Nothing really gets in your way because you know there's a show coming. So then after you compete, it's kind of like, all right, the show's over, I kind of am free, right? Wrong. And it just depends on how serious you take the sport. So if you really want to make it in the sport, make actual changes, bring a better physique every single time, you need to take your reverse diet seriously. You need to stick to the plan. Everyone has different body types, so some people can get away with more than others. And that's just a conversation you're gonna have with your coach, or you're just gonna have to learn through experience. And isn't experience the best teacher? But that's pretty much how it works. Post-show is hard. You want to eat everything. You become like this little snack monster where you're just nibbling on everything. And yeah, so I'm gonna kind of talk about my experience, my first experience, and then this time around, and then what I've learned and what I'm gonna do going forward, and some tips that I can give to you guys to, you know, nail your reverse diet post-show. So yeah, my first experience, I rebounded bad. Your body's at a really sensitive state is the thing when you've cut for that long. Your body, not only, research actually shows that your body creates new fat cells. So when you're eating like an asshole, not only is it storing all that fat, but it's also creating new fat cells, which are more hard to burn off, more stubborn, which makes your prep or cut the next time 10 times harder and more stressful, which is exactly what I went through. So I had rebounded bad. Like my first competition, I binge ate every single day. Pop-Tarts, Oreos, everything. Like every day. I didn't go to the gym, I didn't do cardio. I literally did the worst thing you could do. I gained about in the first week 15 pounds. People probably like, what? How'd you do that? Yeah, you know, that's what happens. And then like after I was back in the gym and stuff, I dropped about 5 pounds of like water weight and like puffiness and inflammation. And then yeah, I still had a bunch of extra body fat, which made my prep the next time around very, very difficult and stressful. My body wasn't responding that well. It was super stubborn. I mean, all fat is stubborn, but it was like not coming on. Yeah. And then I joined my new coach, Brandon, and we reverse dieted a little bit. And then this mock show, he actually, like, it was a surprise to me. If you saw my other videos, like the first week after my show, it's just like, he's just like, eat intuitively, don't eat like an asshole, eat intuitively, I'm gonna leave you alone. And it really helped with my mental like you get like this kind of anxiety, at least for me, where you're like, oh, I don't want to go back on a plan, I don't want to, unless you track macros, but like you're just kind of like over it, like you just like want to be left alone. So my coach did that for me, and then by the end of the week I was like, all right, I'm ready, let's go. And what I did was I tried to eat intuitively, which I did pretty good if you haven't seen my last video. But the thing is, when you're eating intuitively, you're listening to your body, and your body is not the best person to listen to at that stage, like after prep, because it wants everything. So it started with trail mix, and I'll just leave it at that. But what I did contact my coach, and because I did see that it was going to turn into a cycle if I did not talk to him. You don't want to be hiding from your coach, you know, trying to reverse things, because I've been there, and it puts you more in like, it just makes you feel more alone, which isn't good with food, because then this binging becomes your own little secret, your own little dirty secret, and that's not good. Because then it creates like that comfort where you can run to it and nobody will know, and like it sounds really creepy, but like mental health, yo. So yeah, that's what I did. Now, I didn't ruin my body completely. I still have abs. I'm still cover my nips, but we're still rocking. You know what I mean? We're still rocking. But because I didn't go super crazy, now I'm able to take the physique that I got cut in, make it better, bring a better package, and to compete this fall. I feel like I talked a lot. So now I'm gonna talk about some tips that I have for post-show. Alright? First tip, eat savory food first. Do not go straight for the sugar. Hold like all you can and eat your savory food item first. Post-show, whatever that is. And I say this because sugar is highly addictive, especially in that sensitive part of prep or post-show, whatever that is. And sugar is not filling, it's not satiating, and you're just gonna want more. And I feel like, in my experience, when you have a savory food item first, whether that's a hearty burger and fries from like Five Guys, or like arroz con pollo from like La Granja, or Pollo Tropical, or like whatever that is, your grandma's home cooked meal, or you go get breakfast and you get like an eggs benedict, avocado toast, just eat something savory, pasta, whatever that is. It creates more satiety in you, so you're more satiated. Then when you have the sugar, it's like, okay, sugar, and you're not like, sugar, donuts, brownies, yeah, like, because that's me. So have your savory food item first, then you can have your sugar. And this is just tips, right? So if you want sugar first, go for it, but it's for a reason I'm giving these. Yeah, and this is just to control any extra urges and cravings that you might have in the upcoming days. Yeah. My second tip is to chug water like it's your life goal. You're gonna be eating a lot of food that your body hasn't had in a long time. So you're gonna hold a lot of salt, you're gonna hold a lot of water, you're gonna be super inflamed and puffy, and that's the worst feeling. It makes you want to eat worse when you feel like a puffy, fat monster. So chug your water, like literally shoot for like 4 gallons a day, like for that day. That's what I did, at least. Obviously everyone's different based on size. I'm just talking, rambling right now, but drink like double the amount of water that you usually would, and this will help to flush out your system. It'll help you to not overeat like a psychopath, and the next morning you won't feel like a puffy beast. And we all know we hate that whale feeling of just being like puff. I hate that. I feel like a Pillsbury Doughboy, but that helps. My third tip would be to not keep foods in your house that you will eat like a psychopath. Again, do not buy a bunch of Oreos and leave them in your cabinet. Do not buy a bunch of nut butters and leave them in your cabinet. Do not buy Nutella and bread and leave it in your cabinet, or waffles, whatever that is. Keep everything clean, because I guarantee that you will find your face in those packages of junk food later in the week. Set yourself up for success. I know you want it. Give yourself 6 weeks of reverse dieting solid and you can have it. Or whatever your coach does. He might even give you, or she, a free meal once a week. So don't even risk it. Just leave the food out. Go out to eat if you want it. Do not bring it back in the house. Talk to your coach. You know, it is a very red flag if your coach does not give you a plan after. It's different if they say, hey, I'm gonna leave you alone, make sure you eat intuitively, do your thing. That's completely different. But if they're just like completely ghost you and you're asking them questions, they're taking forever to answer, you're feeling anxious and they're kind of like taking mad long, not prioritizing that, then that's a red flag and you really need to evaluate who your coach is. But also do your own research. Don't act like you're a little baby who doesn't know what they're doing, because that was me my first time around. And we have the internet, we have resources, use them. And this is for your own good because it's very hard if you don't do your reverse diet well. And I kind of feel like you also have to learn from experience, so you know. But I think that's pretty much it for me, guys. Yeah, competing is awesome. Post show is hard, but it's manageable. Those are tips, and I do plan on competing this fall, so I'm going to keep killing it. Food is going up, cardio is going down, I'm eating great, my plates are full, training, killing it in the gym. Stay safe out there. And that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next vlog.